2020, baby, keeps giving us surprise after surprise after surprise. But this surprise, I did not see coming. After 27 years, the feud has finally ended between Will Smith and Janet Hubert. And I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to give you my analysis. And it might surprise you. So, hi everyone, it's your girl Miss Anna Little Cole, and I'm coming to you live on this beautiful Friday afternoon. So, as you all know, or might not know, yesterday marked the 30th anniversary of the premiere episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, one of the most beloved sitcoms in TV history, and it produced the iconic Will Smith as an Hollywood megastar. Not star, not superstar, but megastar. He became an icon from the show. Now, what I'm gonna state is not written in any of the articles I'm gonna read. The reason why The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air exists is because in 1989, Will Smith had to file for bankruptcy. He owed millions in debt because he had unpaid taxes. And in order to pay off the taxes real quick so that he wouldn't be prosecuted, he pretty much had to get something real quick as a tax write-off. Thus became Now, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, it wasn't to be like of this big iconic show. It was just something, hey, I need to pay up these taxes. I've been in the game for 2 years, and I don't need this going over my head. I have this clean image. I don't curse in my music. I won a Grammy, so I'm a history maker right now, and I'm only 22 years old. So, when the show came about, they did hire actors that we were aware of. Particularly, we knew of James Avery. He did a couple of episodic shows. But we were very familiar with Tatiana Ali because she was on Star Search. And we were very well familiar with Alfonso Ribeiro because he was the young guy who portrayed, I forgot the name of the character, forgive me, but he was on the show Silver Spoon with Ricky Schroeder. Also, he did a play called A Tap Dance Kid. I think he was nominated for Tony, I'm not sure, but he also was the little boy who was the huge Michael Jackson fan in the Pepsi commercial. And that really was what put him on the map. So he was actually the most famous of the whole cast after Will Smith, Alfonso Ribeiro. And I thought that was one of the best choices they made, picking him. But there was another casting that I thought that was really incredible, and that was the casting of Janet Hubert as Aunt Viv. And I will always say she was the best Aunt Viv, and if it wasn't for Aunt Viv, I really feel that the show would have changed. I don't think the show would have lasted that long if they didn't have her on the show. I don't think it would have been that kind of. She was the backbone of that show. Let's call it what it is. However, after 3 seasons, Janet Hubert, she was fired. She was fired because she got pregnant. And she was deemed difficult, and she was deemed breaching her contract. And because of that, Quincy Jones, it was mainly Quincy Jones, but it was also Will Smith. They decided that they needed to replace her with another actress. That's how you got Daphne Maxwell Reid. For years, for decades, for over a quarter of a century, Janet Hubert has been bitter and angry over that. And she said 2 years ago that taking the role of Aunt Viv was the biggest regret that she ever had in life. And if she was to go back in time, she would have never taken that role. And that hurt a lot of us fans because we loved her as Aunt Viv. And it even got nasty to where she even talked about, remember the butcher table, something about the butcher table, the butcher. It was kind of weird, but I mean, she went in. Well, 2 years later, 2020 being the year of surprises, they've had a sit down. And this is according to TV Line. And it reads, Fresh Prince shocker. Janet Hubert and Will Smith reunite for candid conversation about infamous feud. The ultimate guest just RSVP'd to HBO Max's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion special. Janet Hubert, whose behind-the-scenes issues with Will Smith led to her early departure as the original Aunt Viv, is sitting down with Smith on camera for the first time in 27 years. Smith on Thursday shared 2 behind-the-scenes pictures from the highly anticipated special, including an emotional shot of him sitting down with Hubert. He also shared this shot with the other cast members participating in the union. Now, those that were at the union were Tatiana Ali, who played Ashley, Karen Parson, who played Hillary, Joseph Marcel, who played Jeffrey. I love Jeffrey right away. Daphne Maxwell Reid, Aunt Viv number 2, DJ Jazzy Jeff, who played, he kind of played himself, and Alfonso Ribeiro as Carlton. Now, sadly, James Avery, who played the beloved family patriarch Philip Banks, passed away in 2013. Now, according to this reunion, it's supposed to debut around Thanksgiving, and they are actually on the set. Now, the cast members, excluding Janet Hubert, they're on the actual set. Janet Hubert is only speaking with Will Smith. They're having a one-on-one conversation. Now, according to HBO Max's official release, Smith surprised the rest of the cast while filming the reunion special by revealing that he filmed a separate conversation with Hubert. The experience was described as an emotional reunion and a candid conversation 27 years in the making. Smith and Hubert's tumultuous personal and professional relationship has been well documented over the years. The actress even discussed it in her 2009 book, Perfection is Not a Sitcom Mom. To say that Fresh Prince fans were not expecting Hubert to appear in this reunion is an understatement. In another Fresh Prince news, Peacock recently gave a 2-season order to Bel-Air, a dramatic reimaging of the classic sitcom. The project is based on a viral parody trailer by Morgan Cooper, who joined Smith as an executive producer. I'm not looking forward to that. But I want to talk more about this whole Janet Hubert thing. Now, according to US Today, it says, after decades of feuding, Will Smith is all smiles with Fresh Prince co-star Janet Hubert. And so, this is what it reads. Talk about a family reunion. Will Smith sat down with former co-star Janet Hubert, and they were all smiles despite years of public feuding. Smith, who found his breakout role in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, celebrated the 30th anniversary of the series on Thursday with photos teasing the sitcom's upcoming HBO Max reunion special. In his post, he surprised fans with a grinning photo alongside the show's original Aunt Viv, Janet Hubert. Today is exactly 30 years since The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air debuted, so we're doing something for y'all. A for real Banks family reunion is coming soon to HBO Max. He shared on Instagram. He added, "Rest in peace, James," in acknowledgement of James Avery, who played Uncle Phil and passed away in 2013. The second photo in his post shows Smith and Hubert side by side. The former co-stars have clashed in the past, with Hubert memorably telling TMZ in 2011 Smith was an egomaniac who has not grown up. Hubert, who departed the show in 1993, elaborated on her exit in an interview with OMG Insider in May 2013, saying Smith did some heinous, horrible things to me. Smith said, "We're just going to replace her and act like nothing happened," she said. "Well, honey, that's not what happened, is it? The world has let me know that my place on that show was very, very, very loved." She said she felt demonized and beaten up. In 2011, she told TMZ, "There will never be a reunion, as I will never do anything with explicit like Will Smith. This constant reunion thing will never ever happen in my life unless there is an apology," which she doesn't know the word. HBO last month announced plans to reunite the cast for an unscripted special to mark the milestone anniversary. Meanwhile, the sitcom, the reboot of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, is going to be streaming on Peacock, and it's going to bring back many of the original stars, such as Alfonso Ribeiro, Tatiana Lee, Karen Parsons, Joseph Marcel, and DJ Jazzy Jeff. Smith, who will serve as executive producer, said he would be flexible about his involvement with the new hour-long show, although Peacock announcement said nothing about it. And I don't want to get into that because I don't really want to say anything else. But I will say this, though. 2020 is the year of surprises. And I believe the reason why this reunion has occurred is because, well, not the reunion itself. The reunion was going to happen. But I believe the reason why Janet Hubert and Will Smith had their private reunion is simply because of COVID. I believe with everything going on in the world, I believe that Janet Hubert and Will Smith have decided to basically bury the hatchet. And this is not about, forgetting what occurred. But it's that nobody in this world expected what was going to occur to take place. Let's be real. We, in our lifetime, would have never thought a pandemic would have happened. Especially with the advancement of technology. For real, we thought that was so 20th century. The last pandemic was the influenza of 1918. So to have that happen 102 years later, and to see people that we are close to, pass away from it, as people, or just see them get sick from it, it makes you reevaluate the things that are important to you. And a beef that's 27 years, to carry that over to the next decade, it's time to move on. And I feel that with Janet Hubert, it took a toll on this lady. Now, she had every right to feel angry because they did her dirty. They blackballed her. And they blackballed her worse than they blackballed Monique. So for all the Monique fans out there, I want y'all to understand that. This woman was blackballed, okay? Now, 2 years ago, her career did pick up. And I reported that she was guest starring. She did a 3-month stint on General Hospital with the woman who played Will Smith's mother, Vi. And they were competing for the affection of this man. I believe the man was white, but I could be wrong. He could have been, but I could be wrong. I got to revisit it. But it was very popular. It was very popular. And she did a very good job in the role. And it was like a reunion for some of them. And I'm sure she didn't have a beef with her because the lady that played his mom, she was a recurring character. She wasn't part of the main cast members, So that was a good look for her. And a lot of people felt that she got the show after when she did the Butcher talk, condemning him, his wife, the kids. I mean, she went in. And that kind of helps her, her popularity, her publicity, whatever. But I just feel from Will Smith's angle, it's like, after the whole thing with Shane Dawson, what Shane Dawson did to his daughter, and then with the whole entanglement thing, I feel as though he's trying to help his image. But it's like, if I could be mad at this woman, or not even be mad at her, like, why did I dislike this woman for so long also, when we got a Shane Dawson out there that masturbated to my 11-year-old daughter's, a photo of my 11-year-old daughter. You understand? Why would I hate this woman more than him? Why would I dislike her more than him? And then also, too, this whole thing with the entanglement, it wasn't a good look for them. The whole open marriage talk, the whole talk with his sexuality, him, like supposedly with men, even though it's 2020, gay marriage is legal, but still, he positions himself as a heterosexual male, and I think that he just wants to have a PR moment. It's a PR moment. It's like a re-image. But I also think that Will Smith misses the old days when he was an upstart in Hollywood. Remember, he started out in rap, but when he went to become an actor in Hollywood because of the tax issues, a lot of people don't know that. He was a fresh face. He was 22. And for him, it was, the whole world was his oyster. And he was looking forward to being that star. And he didn't have this whole reputation of being, this alleged swinger. Everything was positive. And I think he just wanted to go back. And like my mom always said, every Hollywood actor that moves up in the world, they always go back to the beginning towards the end. And Will Smith went back to the beginning. It's like a full circle. And hopefully these two can not only, move past their issues, but hopefully they can be cordial. They're never going to be friends. They're never going to be friends. I just want that to be known. But hopefully they can be cool with one another. And being cool is just, hey, Will Smith is in a TV show. He's in a magazine. Janet Hubert is doing big things. And I think that the last thing I'm going to say is, I think the best way to repay Janet Hubert is to create a vehicle for her. He needs to speak proudly of her and to get her, I don't want to say auditions, but get her on some shows. Because this woman should have been famous. This woman should have been a household name. This woman should have been an icon. Okay? And that's my take on this. And with that being said, this is your girl, Miss Analytical. I'm signing off. Stay tuned. Enjoy this commentary. Comment, like, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And also, if you would like, donate to my Cash App. That's $SabellaJoy15. Talk to you soon. Later.